Well, hello everyone. Today's topic is how I, an ENFJ, became a workaholic narcissist. And honestly, I don't even know where to begin. One day, I just out of the blue decided to take a random Are You a Narcissist test on the internet. And I don't know how accurate this test was, I don't know the validity of it. I know a lot of the questions were a little, some felt familiar, some did not. But I just decided, let me take this and see how it comes out. And I was really surprised that it came out moderately high. And it did not say that I was a narcissist, but it kind of, I guess it indicated tendencies. So I think that's kind of fascinating because when I think of myself, I think of myself as an empath, more empathic, which now there are some people that are linking or doing comparisons of narcissists versus empathic people. In my mind, a narcissist is someone who lacks empathy for people. That's the number one thing. And they also will belittle, degrade people, put people down, make people feel terrible about themselves. And those are things that are not me. That's not me. As an ENFJ, I get really ticked off when people mistreat people for no reason, which is the number one reason why I wrote my book called The Workplace Narcissist. It wasn't because I just wanted to write a book. I always said I will never write a book. I used to write all the time. I've written a lot of short stories, never a book. I didn't think I had the stamina to do that, but I just got tired of meeting so many narcissists and also talking to so many people who were having more and more encounters with narcissists in the workplace and also in their personal lives, in their love lives, in their relationships. And it just got to the point where I felt like we have to do something about this. We have to figure out, how do you deal with these people? How can you function when you can't get away from these people, or when they're your bosses, or when they are destroying your self-esteem and there's nothing you can do about it? And so that's the number one reason why I wrote the book. And I just felt like it's not fair how narcissists treat people. It's frustrating and irritating to me. And I feel like it's got to stop. And we also have to stop tolerating such behavior, which is much easier said than done when you're trapped in a workplace or you're trapped with someone who's a narcissist. One person was kind of insinuating, you're too perfect, or you're too nice, or you dress up too much, or you love makeup, you try to look too perfect. Narcissists are into their appearances and that kind of stuff. And I guess to say to that, I'm not always into my appearance. I think I want to present a certain way if I can, but I definitely think I have hits and misses. I don't think that I'm better than anyone. I don't feel like I lead with my looks. I don't use that like, okay, that's all I am. No, but there are narcissists who that's all they kind of are. That's not me. People say that narcissists will never admit to being a narcissist. They will always say, I am not a narcissist. And for me personally, I do a lot of self-reflection, and I'm sure that most, if not all, ENFJs are very into self-reflection. It's kind of an NF trait. So have I visited that in my mind? I have. I look at the criteria. I'm like, is this me? Like looking at each thing, just really, I feel like I'm very in touch with who I am. I know when I've hurt someone's feelings. I know when I've made a mistake. I know my flaws. I know I can point them out to you. I am cranky. Like when I get cranky, like if I'm exhausted or tired, I'm not perfect. I definitely make mistakes. I've done some dumb things. I have made some mistakes in friendships, with family, with relationships, in the workplace. I mean, I've done some things that I think back and think, oh man, I should not have done that, you know? So I can self reflect. I can admit when I've done something wrong. Am I going to just be an open book to the world and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell you everything, you know, every bad thing I've done? I'm not. I'm not going to do that. But I did a video where I talked about people practicing narcissism, you know, in relationships especially, where it's like the rules go out, like, oh, well, I don't have to treat this person like a human being anymore because we're in a relationship. So I can dog this person, I can cheat on them. To me, that's practicing narcissism. I just believe in treating people with respect, with courtesy, with high regard. No one is better than another person unless you are making terrible choices. Like if you're a criminal or you're doing things like that, I'm definitely not going to back that up. I think when you study human behavior all the time, and like I'm always making these videos where I'm looking at people, I'm looking at narcissists, I'm looking at all, my tolerance level has changed. What I will put up with and will not put up with. I think I'm also considered more like a firstborn ish type deal. So I think sometimes we can think in black and white, which I talk about in my book about narcissists, that they put you in they don't think in gray very easily. Like they hate you or they love you. It's not you had a bad day and you made a mistake. It's you're on the bad list now. And I think I have developed some level of splitting. I think it can be common for firstborns, only children, because you're modeling after adults and you've had higher standards placed on you. But some of the behaviors that I used to excuse, I don't excuse them as easily anymore. Well, let's talk about the workaholic aspect. The more I studied narcissists in the workplace, I started noticing this other component. There was an obsessive compulsive component. There was this insatiable need to work at all costs. And sometimes that working at all costs, of course, the train starts to derail, right? The deeper that they get into that cycle, some of them can handle that, some of them can't. Some of them soar to the highest level of their companies or organizations. Like I used to think that these people were kind of weak, but they can actually be quite powerful. But if you take that work component away from them, they freak out. They start getting upset. They get angry. They will beg you, please don't take that away from me. I need that. I have to have that. And without that, they can go into deep, dark thoughts that they don't want to have. It's who they are. It becomes their personality, is their work. Of course, you know, there are plenty of workaholics who are not narcissists, so I'm not saying that, but these people, they will go crazy without it. But there are other things going on too. They can be vicious, they are difficult. There's just a lot of layers. These people are very complex and complicated people. Do I think I have become a workaholic? Do I think, well, let's just talk about that. I do. I think I have a 3 wing on the Enneagram. But the thing is I don't like it. So it doesn't make me feel good. I think I've been in work environments. I've worked with workaholic narcissists. They will push you to past your breaking point. I think I allowed that to happen. If I were to go back to certain situations, I would reverse that and say, you know what, I have limits. I don't function this way. Like, this is making me feel terrible. So I think sometimes you can get into the habit of, what I used to could do would take me an hour to do, I could do in 5 minutes. That's kind of how things started to become for me. And so I've had to really pull back, and I feel a lot better not being that way. I hate that. It makes you feel good to a certain extent to accomplish things, but it doesn't feel good to me to be working constantly where it's nonstop, I think if you're not careful, you can start changing your brain into this place where if you're not constantly working, you feel like, what's wrong? I don't have anything to do. I'm bored. I need that to cover up anxiety. And I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I like being free. I like to relax. I like to be able to do fun things that I enjoy. I don't like, do I have too many irons in the pot? I kind of feel so right now. I'm not sure what to give up, like what to stop doing, you know? I probably won't do a YouTube channel forever because I work full time, and a lot of people who do YouTube, they do it full time, and it's a lot. So I don't think I'm a workaholic narcissist, or a narcissist for that point, because I care about people. I care about people's feelings. I've seen those people sink people for no reason. It could be the way you look. It could be because they think that you are better than them, and so they want to destroy you. I don't function in that way. How about confidence? Do you think ENFJs are naturally confident people? Do you think that we are arrogant? I mean, when you feel good about yourself, or you're proud of something, or you have this energy exuding from you because you're feeling good about yourself, I like the way that feels a lot better than when I feel insecure. And there are moments when I do. I'm not sure what to do next, or just thinking about things that I want to change or get better at. I think it's important to be able to self-reflect, which is a huge challenge for a narcissist. They are not going to be able to talk you through what they did. They can tell you some things about who they are, but if you try to go too deep into emotions or too deep into feeling for someone, a lot of them will start to get mad, even just plain narcissists. This is just food for thought. I don't think I'm a narcissist. That's just me. But I am interested, curious, and fascinated, which is why I wrote my book. So you can check it out if you're also curious about these very deeply complex people. My book is on Amazon, and I think you will learn a lot. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Maybe don't do what I did, which was take a random test on the internet about narcissism. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you like to hear more videos.